So now we've just finished with Pharaoh and talking about and Pharaoh is Amun Ra. It's the same thing. We've already broken part of that down. They're the same, a frequency vibration of the same. It has the Aleph and the Ayin that's able to see, and they become now as guiding lights that are assisting and ruling and reigning. This is where, and they would be actually even qualified as a Melchizedek order because they're in righteousness, in higher vibration, bringing that full measure. So now we're going to go to 1593, and we've already done that on the last one, so we're just going to blow through it. That we've already gone through the 10 and the 2 of having 10 of them have the added tav on the suffix. 2 of them have the hay. And risen nature. And now let's go from that one because we've already discussed that. Let's just go to 1594. So in the Garden of the Kings.
Right, and every single one of them have a tav.
Every single one of them now have a tav.
So that had the revelation first, the hay. The garden that has the revelation is now the garden that's marked with the strong love.
Yep. And I want to bring...
Loving without conditions, unconditional love.
I wanted to bring attention to the last one on Song of Solomon 6:11, and we're not going to go... We can go into it real quick, but in this one is return 4 times to the Shulamite, Shalom times 2. So peace, 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 and then times 4. And then the Shulamite woman in there is...
Which has got the word of Shalom.
Right. So I didn't know if you want to show it. And it's really...
I think we've already gone through that in another teaching. I know we have.
Okay. So anyone who wants to see that's really interesting. And it's interesting word in there. It went down and it breaks down to 6:11. And I went down to the Garden of Nuts. That word is actually ego. It actually spells English. It actually says ego. And so it's just interesting, right? I don't know if they extracted ego out, but it's interesting.
So the ego makes us go nuts.
Yeah, well...
So we don't have right-minded thinking.
We don't have right-minded thinking.
When we're in ego.
That's really all it says,
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So let's go... Now we're jumping from 1594.
Yep.
1593. And I think 1594 is a name. Oh, no, 1594 right there. Okay. So now we're going to 1595.
A treasury.
Now we're becoming a temple treasure again. And now it says perhaps a chest. And now we have added Zayin on the end of it. So now we're Gan, Zayin.
So the sword and the plow.
Now you're a sword now, right?
And we've got the double seagulls on the bottom of it too.
Right. So we're going to go through these occurrences real quick. And there's a couple occurrences, and then we're going to go visit another file. So there's 3 occurrences of this treasury. 1595, 1596, and 1597. They're all treasuries. One's Aramaic. And then if you go to 1597, tell me if you go to 1597. They're all rooted for 1595, by the way. They all go back to 1595. But there's one occurrences in Chronicles 28:11 of the temple, its buildings, its storehouses, its upper rooms of upper chambers. So from this place, you built this upper chamber.
Right,
now.
and so we've got already, when you look at buildings, it's the Bet Tav.
Yes.
Bet Tav, Yod Vav.
Yes.
So they have the power of love. They're connected in meekness. Bet Tav.
Yes.
Through the 222. And then on this one, so it's a fallen cough. So they have to first pour out their cup. So the real treasure is when you've emptied out your cup and then you fill it because it's got a dagesh in it. So they're completely pierced. And it's now carrying something, which is that Yod Vav. They give, and they are of the meek, and they are connected as with Father.
Right, and so now we're on treasure.
And they have Mother's humility too, so it's humility and meekness.
Right. So let's go to 686 real quick, because we're talking about storehouses.
686?
686, strong 686. And then this word is from, it go to 214.
Well, it's interesting that Zar means to cramp and confine.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, you're building your storehouse.
Yeah.
And that has light in it.
That's interesting because it does. So if you take the Zadi out, there's Or, and this is a written Zadi, which is to hunt and chase, start a journey.
Yes.
Within. So start a journey within, and so you can become light, or become light. This is Oh my gosh, this is the treasures that we store up in heaven. Hashamayim, the waters above.
And you can go to 215 to show the Aleph Vav Resh real quick. Just go to 215 so people can see why we say that, just in case.
Wow.
Now this
exactly.
Right.
So there's the light. So, oh my gosh.
So there's your storehouse. So now this is what you're building back
so
in the garden.
Storehouse. So people that have wanted to know what their treasure in heaven is,
Right.
It's light.
Right.
It means you are raising your consciousness level. You are becoming light, and you have to start the inward journey. That's what the Zadi is all about. To hunt and chase inside to find the light.
Right.
Within you, revealing it. And look, the very first occurrence of this word, Ken, Aleph Tav, connected to this. That is good.
Right.
Tov, Hatov, Aleph Tav, between the two Aleph Tavs. Strong love, it's good. Store up light, those are your treasures. Hunt and chase the light that's within you. Start your inward journey. That's big.
Yeah. So let's go to the 1595. We're going to go to one occurrence, and so let's go to Esther 3:9. So go back to 1595 and then jump into Esther 3:9 real quick. And
1595?
Yeah, that's the treasury. So light is your treasury, but it equates as a frequency and a measure.
Treasury chest. Okay?
Okay.
Yep.
Esther 3:9.
Yep.
Mother, measure, hundredfold.
Hold on. Yep.
So we're going to have a measure there. We're going to try to go through this quickly. So, and then we have Ayin Lamed, which is a big word, but it means upon. But upon you now is the Ayin Lamed, the all-knowing teachings of light are now upon you.
To help you ascend.
Right? And so now you have Melech, Hamelech. So now we have the Hay on the prefix of Melech.
How interesting. This is Ham Melech. Hey mem means likeness.
Right.
In the likeness of what? The king.
Right. And so
that is good.
And it also could say, hey, the revelation will fill you up so you may grasp.
Right. Fill you up, mala, with what? Honey.
Honey.
If you pour out your cup and you're willing to grasp a hold and be bent and tamed by the words that are spoken that bring revelation.
Right.
Which is pleasing.
It's pleasing.
And it's good, because that's the word for tov, which is good.
Right. Very
Katav.
Good. Yeah, Katav.
Okay, so the written wedding document,
yeah.
Ketubah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the written.
Yes.
This is big. So it's the power, means, and direction from the mother. Again, filling up with a revelatory language that will mark you with love, mark you with a sign frequency change of the Bet Tov.
And so this written decree is Tov Bet. It's the love frequency that builds.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're okay. And then they will be destroyed, but it's not. The teachings, Abidam, right? So this is the teachings of light that you enter.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but look at this. It's Adam who has built himself on the inside.
This is 6.
Right?
Yeah.
It's Adam.
Yeah.
He's built himself on the inside through the light that has come.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but here's another thing. If you don't get instructed by the teacher's teaching of light and complete your journey, this means to wander away.
Yes, because you can get lost in this too.
Yes, you can.
The same Strong's 9, I believe, you can go into it. Strong's 9 means a lost thing.
But that's what the hay on the end of it.
Right.
It's abadah.
Right.
Right? So the hay is when you find the hay, then you will not be so lost, but you have to be instructed, right?
Well, the hay...
And what are we doing here? We're actually destroying the self, the ego.
The ego, that's what you're destroying.
We're destroying the ego.
Because again, so the lost thing is found, and it's right. Go to Strong's 9 real quick, just to show them.
I got to pull that up first.
Because this is, again, ties to what was removed. This is good, because this is tied to the garden of the theft, and there it is right there. And so you can see that the hay, a lost thing, you need the revelation to build it again, to comprehend what it is to build the door.
The ancient teachings.
Yep.
This was around. These were ancient teachings that got lost.
22 to the 9.
Exactly. The 22 letters that leads to the place of completion. Flipping the 6 to the 9.
Yep. So, but let's go back. I just wanted to show that. But this is how you find the lost thing, because the stolen thing is just something that's removed. But this is how you find it through the revelation.
So that Adam can build himself.
So that Adam can build himself. And again, this
and
is...
be filled up.
This is the new man.
The double bets that have become one.
Yeah.
So the pattern on the Ark of the Covenant did two cherubim, the mother and father teachings, divine feminine, divine masculine coming together to one. This is the marriage, the great arcana.
Yep. This is
so that people can connect to that.
This is a dump.
Huge.
Yep. And now we have a measure here given, and 10,000.
So here's the measure of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 1,000. Here's the alephim.
This is the alephim
measure. So the alephim measure right here,
Yep.
this is the Christ anointing.
Yes. Yes, this would be humility.
But here's what's even more amazing. So this is 10, this is 1,000, right? But when you put the tenfold measure on it, it becomes 10,000.
Yeah. This can go two ways. Again, macro, micro. It's either
1,000 to your right, 10,000 to your left. Psalm 91.
Yes, the measure of the right is what Yeshua already established. Coming down is the 10,000 full measure. That's on the left-hand side. Going up is the mother's measure of the tithe of the 100-fold measure. That's how this starts.
So when the 100-fold measure, because we're going to be talking about this eventually in the book of Revelation and talking about the 144,000.
Mm-hmm.
Mother's journey is to get you to the top of the mountain. That's the 100-fold measure.
Yes.
When you get to the top, you receive the hay.
Yes.
That is the 1,000-fold measure.
Yes.
You're sitting at the top of the mountain, the top of Revelation. You're digging out the scriptures through the hay revelation. When you come down as being activated, aka Moshe, gleaming with light, Yeshua, Mount Transfiguration, you now have the 10,000-fold measure.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a crossing over of this, but the depositing right now is either there's going to be measures incrementally given dependent on where you are.
And look at this. So we have the mark of the Father's covenant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 10, it's the seeing and the knowing, the eye of the prince, Sar.
Yes.
Sar.
Yes. There's a lot in this. This again, I'm trying to go through.
We're going down.
We're going down it, but then now we're into the 1,000-fold, and it's interesting, right? 1,505, and I believe there's 505 occurrences of that word.
Well, we can go check.
Could be wrong. I thought there was. I can't. I'm just pulling it out of my.
Yep.
There is. Boom. There you go. So 505 occurrences of that, and it's 505.
So that would be 10.
That's
0.
That's
10.
1. This is the alephim is 1. That's 1.
Right, but this is 505 occurrences of the word.
In Strong's
In Strong's 505.
Is that a coincidence?
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not at all.
It's not.
So it's actually so it's multiplying it.
Yeah.
505 by 505.
Yeah. So anyways, I don't want to miss those things.
Nope. I think those are all important.
So this is a measure now, the alephim measure, and we're still talking about treasures.
And so 5 is the letter Hey. 5 is the letter Hey in Hebrew. Mm-hmm. So the twin Heys. Mm-hmm. So if you were to look at that again, if we're looking at it, you have the twin Heys, the 5 and the 5 for 0 point.
Right.
5, 0, 5.
Yep. So now this is a talent, Kaf Kaf Resh, connected to the silver cup.
And that's got a diamond on top, talking about quadration and those that are a gift from God.
Right, so this is a weight and a talent. This is now a measure, Kar-ar, and this is a completed circle. Kaf Kaf Resh is the root of 3603.
Right, around.
Around, right?
Yep. And again, so twin coughs, again, the pattern of the Ark of the Covenant, the 2 cherubim. And if you literally flip those letters, you would see them as that we've seen with their 2 wings covering.
Yeah.
And covering, kanaf. Covering.
Yeah, and I think we worked together.
Kafar,
right.
Keeper, the covering on the head. And we're connecting that to the mercy seat as well. Man, we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, we are. This is a lot of stuff. Well, so now we're going down to, where are we here? The silver cup?
We went, the talents of silver will pay.
So the talents, and now this word too, ka'ar, is also to dance. And this is the circle dance in time. This is why CERN is CERN, and they call it the circle dance. And you can see it, what they're doing. They're doing particulars at light speed, clashing them together, hoping to break the veil. We are doing it through the spiritual journey of the circle dance, and we are putting the head wounds together, both rushes together, to call it the circle dance.
Yeah, but how amazing is this, though? If you trace this, if people can actually track what is going on here, look at what the root is. It's kaf resh resh, right? So we have the cherubim, the two first fruits that are coming together to give you something to raise you up first through mother. You're poor and destitute to be a first fruit of her teaching. Then you're poor and destitute in father's teaching. So he's raising you up to be a first fruit in his teaching. And then it goes to the word that we see here, the talents.
Right.
So now it's the two that became one resh as a first fruit because you have the power that has been given to you.
Yep.
From both teachings through the language, kaf, pei. Mother's portion and father's portion, you've been filled up with both.
Yep.
Talents, the talents of silver, so the parable of the talents.
Yeah, it's in this, and we're going to talk about this probably in the next session, but we're going to go into what the talents are, because this is the silver cup. The talents is the silver cup that holds the measure of responsibility that Joseph knew that Benjamin was able to carry, because Benjamin means the way of the right hand, and so that's why. Which
would be the silver measure versus the gold.
And in that verse, when he put it in the sack, it says he put it in his pay.
Right. In his mouth.
In his mouth, because that's what it means, the opening. And when you look at it, it's the pay. And so he put the measure in Benjamin's mouth.
Right.
And so there's a different story going on. But let's just roll through it. So I will pay you.
And that's shekel, right? But it's pay you in fire.
Right. I will pay you in light.
And it's the one love that is the burning love, where you will pierce your heart. You're going to pierce your heart. Oh my gosh. This is the word call. Kol, to call out.
Yeah.
To call out with a loud voice. Those who have been given the fire because they have the fire that's within.
Right.
Right? Because that's what that word means, to call out. To call out with a loud voice.
Right.
And then the next word, ascend.
Right.
They can call out with a loud voice because they can see.
Right. And upon you. This will be upon you for the work of your hands. Both your hands now are doing this. So because of the work of your hands, what will be upon you will be the knowing. It will look like the Father's Shino. You are going to look like the Father's fire that is all knowing. It is the power of the work of your hands.
So here we've got the two visions, right? We got the two visions. Going through the pieces of the two visions by going through the door of the inner man.
Right.
That you are making.
Right.
Through the power of love that is given to you.
Right.
And that's on the Father's side.
Right.
And we've already established that was given.
Right.
But but this word malak, this is a big deal.
This is a big deal. Now, because we're still talking about the treasury room of what the new man in the garden is making. So go into that word, please, real quick. Because this is an occupational work, right?
Yeah, but I also know what it's leading to.
So now we can look at this word, and it says ministry, the work, and there's only, I think there's one occurrence of it. Oh no, go to the first occurrence of it. Genesis 2:2 again, right?
Completed his work.
Completed his work.
On the seventh day.
On the seventh day. Now this is really big. Now go up to the top for me real quick. And go back 4397. Go to 43.
Yeah, but before I do that, because I just want to show them what it's saying here. So there's deputyship, there's ministry, work, labor, employment, but never servile.
Right.
So this is different. And the reason why it's not servile, I'm just pointing this out, is because this is the word, it's Malak, a king, a queen, that have the Aleph within.
Right.
It's a king or a queen. So they're not servants.
No.
This is sovereignty.
This is sovereignty.
This is why self-employment is so important, and what they have been trying to close down is all the people that are self-employed.
Right.
So that they would serve a master instead of being a sovereign leader themselves.
Right.
Because it's through the hay. It's the Father's teaching.
Right.
These are ministers of the Father's teaching that do work, but they're not servants. They're not servile. They're king or queens.
They are. So they have the revelation. Go back one number, 4398.
I know where it's going to.
Right.
Yep.
So now we have, right?
An angel, And it also means, and so if we go to Malek, so that's Aramaic, we go down to 9:7 where you were wanting me to do, has to do with a messenger. Now, deputy messenger specifically of God, which can be a prophet, priest, or teacher. This also connects Qumran community in believing in angel morphism.
Yeah. So we're gonna go. Yeah.
This is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You become a messenger of God.
So now you're able
as a prophet and a priest and a teacher, and that's who the Qumran community people were, as the Zadokim, the Zadokites.
Yeah. So we gotta get
the priesthood of light.
So this is the treasury. I want to linger on here for a little bit. So go back to the verse. So yeah, this is really big. So now we're connecting that to that. So yes, absolutely. And you can fill this up.
Right, and so here we go. The messengers, prophet, priest, teachers that bring what? The two hays.
Yeah.
The revelation of the mother's teaching and the revelation of the father's teaching.
Coming and going.
This is totally Qumran community Melchizedek.
Right. So this is the treasure room still. This is their treasure room. This is what they've built.
The prophet, priest, teachers.
So I'm walking through the garden of remembering this, right? And so they will be coming and going as the light of revelation, bringing forth and building, because they've been built through the power, means, and direction of one.
Yeah. So the teacher of light, bringing revelation, built. They have the power of one.
Okay.
Which Aleph is also 1,000, means 1,000-fold Christ anointing.
And so
I and my Father are one.
Right. So now as El, and so they're
as God.
Right? They're El. And now this
strong leader teaching shepherds.
So now they're the treasury. They are the treasury. This is the throne room treasury.
Okay, that's that same word.
There's the same word. And then we're going to go in the second occurrence of that, because I have
of the king, Hamelech.
Right, Hamelech. So really cool, right?
Yeah.
So now please go to the second occurrence of this. And it is Ezekiel 27:24. And this is just as cool, and we're going to try to go through it as fast as we can.
27:24.
Yeah. And this one is from yeah. The treasury room.
Okay.
So let's just start this real quick. And these were your merchants.
Yep. How interesting. Your choice items.
Yeah.
That's Kal-El.
Right.
That's perfect and complete.
Right.
And then the words that we haven't, the words that I haven't highlighted, the letters, is Bet, to build yourself through water, Ma'im, to complete you and perfect you.
Right. So this is all about completion. These are the merchants now. You are now the choice items, right? So yeah, completed.
You're completed. You're perfect. You are Kal-El.
Well, you're going to find out how completed they are. You're now adorned.
You're a super being.
Yeah. So, okay.
I mean, really.
Right. So let's
Superman. That's his name.
So now you're
super being.
So now we know that even through the measure of the garments that we've already said, because you're the ark of old, you're the ark of new,
right.
You're the crossed over back into the garden by remembering of the head wound. You are healed yourself by walking the way of the teraphim, by consuming yourself as the seraphim. You've now become the measure of intention. You knit together both hays, both tavs. All the letters are now joined. Instead of 222s, they're now 144, standing as one completed, right? Okay, so now that's your garment. Those are your clothes, right? So now,
clothing, that's wrapping and garment. I'm just looking at the root here.
Mm-hmm.
Gelom. Gimel Lamed Mem. Just tracing it down.
Yep, so we can see what it is.
To wrap up, fold together. Right. Well, that's interesting, because that makes me wonder if the head, when it said when Yeshua rose, he took his face cloth and it was folded and set in the tomb.
Right. Yep. And there's actually a word in here that talks about the shroud of Turin.
So it has to do with mantle.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so now the clothes of purple, Tekelet.
So they've built themselves.
And if you
I
can
mean, so just so people know, there's a bet on front of that word.
Tekelet is a pretty cool word without getting too far into it, but this renders down to some amazing things. We don't have time to go there, but Box Sinat Tovs, Kaf Lamed in the middle, Kalau, because that's what that root's down to.
But that means to be whole.
That's whole and complete.
If you want to be whole and completed, you have the mark of mother, golden rule, and mark of father, unconditional love.
So if you're wondering what your embroidered garments are, there it is right there. It's in the frequency of mother's love and father's love. There you stand as one completed. That is purple.
Royalty.
Right? Red and blue together.
Yep.
It's
divine feminine, divine masculine.
So these are embroidered garments.
Yep.
Okay.
And that has the Father's revelation on it.
Yep. So now your garments are the revelation, actually, and that is also the breath of the Ruach. You are now knit with the breath. The triad is back together. The Father, the Mother, and the Spirit are back together as one.
Yep.
And then we have that word, the chest. This is the treasure room.
Oh, this is the one we were looking at.
This is the second occurrence.
And so we have a bet in front of it again.
So now this is built.
Connecting to mother in humility, they've built themselves through the Bet Tov, the liquid measurement of the 222 journey. They have the power of the Father through his love, and they give it away.
They are now the multicolored apparel. Right?
So this is Joseph's coat of many colors.
There you go.
And here's room to exalt.
Right. So they're the belt with the head that is healed. They're now the mother and the father.
So they've been rendered clear.
Yeah.
Right? They're innocent and pure.
Choice. Bar.
Choose.
Mm-hmm.
They fed what they needed to as a formable process. They were exalted in the process.
Right.
And now they are of the sea, the goddess Asherah.
Right. And so now they're the cords. And this is going to get interesting. So now they're the cords. So now they're the built by separation. So we can go into that definition.
Measured portion.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like birthing pains too.
Well, this is directly connected to the ga'ah, the twisted rope.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So we can see the rope now because that's the root of the 23rd letter.
Right.
And it's the ga'ah or the gan. Sorry.
The gan.
So now we have the twisted rope. So now you found it again. So they got the gan from the gan.
Oh, okay.
And now they become the ga'ah.
So the gan is garden.
So now you are the twisted rope again. So now you're back as completed.
So gan is Gimel Hey Noon.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So the revelation. Oh, I get it. The revelation was within them.
Yes.
The revelation was taken out. Hence why they were Gimel Noon.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why it's under the ayin. Because the ayin swallowed the gan, which had the hay in it. So you have to have the inward knowing when you get the eye. You have revelation.
Well, you need to partner with the Spirit because you can't do it alone. So
exactly.
So you have to partner inwardly. The Spirit shows you to go inwardly to find out that which you already know and that where you've already been.
A band, a pledge. Just looking at the root. To wind tightly.
Mm-hmm. Again, everything is inverted. But
and then we've got the duality.
You have the duality in there.
So
Absolutely.
they bound us to try to pervert us.
Yeah.
To wind us up tightly.
So you are wound in cords now, tightly woven as one. This is the winding together. You are tightly woven. But now, where are you?
So that's... there's the bandage.
So now you're woven stirred, but look what the bandage is now. Again, sackcloth for ashes, beauty for ashes, right?
Yeah.
So now where are you? What do you want?
I'm still on the bandage. I'm just going down so they can see the definitions of to wrap firmly. Oh, there's the turban.
This is the right turban now.
Right. To rule, because compress.
You are fully compressed, right?
Well, and how interesting is that? Right here is shuv, but now it's in the reverse order. Shuv means to turn, so now you've built the fire.
Yeah, you are the fire. So so you want to go into that real quick?
I just pulled it up.
Okay,
we were looking at it.
Okay, so now you're sturdy.
So you're set apart.
Now you're set apart.
You've been set apart from those on the outside that are not of the covenant. You have built yourself.
You're still bet
the
tov.
Fire.
That's still 22.
Yes, it is, because that's the constituent letters that make up the symbol is bet tov.
Right. but
fire.
But you're fully compressed now is 144. So you're everything combined is one now. So
Right.
you are 144 as the fire of power of what has been sealed. You are completely sealed up, wound together.
The fire and the sea.
As the waters above, so below.
And isn't it interesting that because it has to do with the sea, it's salt water, friendship covenant, the salt covenant.
So now you're made sturdy.
To be firm.
So now you're firm. Mm-hmm.
Made of cedar.
That goes right back to the cedar tree. You're back now to that, and that is L again, reaffirming that is a mighty tree.
To be firm.
Mm-hmm.
So Aretz.
Aretz.
Okay, so in humility of the sea, you've been given the power of the right hand, and you've completed. You're in the waters again. So these are the waters that are sealed, the chambers that are sealed.
And then now you're the place of trade. You are the place of trade, which is transmutation. Right? It says probably the place of trade.
Right.
One occurrence, right? You are now the merchandise of the treasure room.
Made of cedar.
Recall. And you can go into recall.
To go about.
So now you're able to go about. You're now able to walk about freely.
For trading.
For trading.
Travel for trading.
Right.
A merchant.
Right. So now you're merchant, but go back to the top, please. Go back out to the
verse.
48:19 is wherever you are. Yeah, go into that 48:19. So this is the place where there's only one occurrence of it. And then go to 48:18, please.
Okay.
Merkabah.
Holy crikey. I was going to say something else. But I decided not to. Oh my gosh.
This is the place of transformation.
Oh my gosh.
So the only difference on that language is the place of, it's now, the trade has the tav added, the Merkabah has the hey, but the first occurrence of Merkabah has got the tav added.
That's right. So, Merkah, you are now light.
You're now light.
You are now light.
Yes.
So the Merkabah is the building process. Activation is the light.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You have the light.
You have the light.
Oh. Oh, that's good.
It says marketplace.
Oh, and then you empty everything else out of you.
Yeah.
You've emptied everything out because you have grasped a hold of the language that brings this revelation.
Yes.
My cup is empty now.
Yes.
I'm emptied of self. I am now of light. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. That's the marketplace. And everything that we've been shown through JFK and the journey of going up L Street.
And it says they built it.
You're the commerce. You are now Commerce Street. You're the place, the marketplace. You're the place of trade.
Yes, they've built it. They are of the light. They are teaching shepherds. They've done it.
They've done it. This is huge. And we're not finished.